Hey everybody, this is your Right Geek, honorary man king, and leader of the Awkward Cough Squad, here with another video. Today I am going to talk about issue number 182 of Iron Man, as promised. This is the issue that I believe is the very best issue of Iron Man that was ever done. This basically closes out the arc in which Tony basically goes on an alcoholic bender for more than a year. And this is how he basically pulls himself out of the tailspin and realizes that he needs help and he needs to get sober. So how does this story go? We have this major winter storm going on in New York, and Tony is out looking for this homeless woman that he hooked up with in some previous issues, trying to find her because she's pregnant. And we have the police here telling him, "Hey, buddy, you should probably get inside because it's about to get very, very cold." And he says, "No, I can't because I have to find this woman." So he's wandering around in the streets. He pawns off his coat to get some money. And again, because he's still on this self-destructive spiral, he could have gone into a hotel, but he decides instead to go to the liquor store and buys a bottle of liquor, and the guy asks him, "You got a party tonight, huh? What you gonna celebrate?" And Tony says, "That's a good question. What am I celebrating? A very, very good question. If I had to give an answer, I'd say I'm celebrating the end. The living end. The end of living." So we have here, basically, he's ready to die. He's ready to commit suicide because of how much he's lost. He's basically lost everything at this point. He has nowhere to live. He doesn't have his company anymore. He's basically trashed his entire life. And so his response is, I didn't realize that until it was too late. So I'm stumbling around in a storm and lost as any man ever was, with no one to search for me, no hope that I can be found. I'm cold. I guess I'm dying. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess I don't care. Because if I could do what I've done, if I could help the sickness I've got destroy me, then I'm not worth saving. Then life has no meaning anyway. But then, right at the moment that he's ready to just die, the woman, Gretel, appears again, and she tells him that she's in labor. And so he focuses on protecting her. And she asks him, "What are you thinking about, Tones?" "Armor. Armor I used to wear that I thought made me invincible." And this page right here is probably the best page in the whole issue. "Armor that will withstand anything, keep anything in the world from touching me, keep anything out, and keep me in. I think that's called being a prisoner. They say I'm a genius. I've wondered why it is. I use my ability to design a human shell that keeps things out, that keeps me in. Probably no accident. A part of me died inside that shell, and another part was always screaming in pain." This is really, really good stuff. Like, words cannot express how good this issue is. This is my favorite issue of all time, as I said at the beginning. And, you know, it has no real action in it at all. It's just about the character. It's diving deep into this tragic, struggling character, and exploring his pain. All right, so we have finally the baby is delivered, and then Gretel dies. and Tony basically commits himself to keeping the baby alive. And that's basically what pulls him out of this suicidal tailspin that he's on. So there was a post I shared on Facebook a couple weeks back where it was me listing, just some Tony Stark things. And one of the things I listed was one Tony Stark thing is he gets pulled out of an alcoholic bender by a homeless woman's newborn baby. That's a very Tony Stark thing. And he eventually gets rescued right when he's on the brink of death. And let's skip a few pages for the copyright gods here. Rhodey comes back from Secret Wars, hears that Tony is in the hospital, and goes to visit him. And here we have, a good illustration of the friendship that they have between these two characters. That's very well rendered here. And we have Rhodey asking, is any of this my fault? Did you need something I couldn't give you? Wouldn't give you? Maybe I envied you, secretly wanted you to fail, so I could take your place. Don't die, Tony. Don't burden me with that. That'd be more than I could handle. There's another reason, Tony. You're my friend, the best I ever. And then Tony wakes up. And he says to Rhodey, something happened to me that night in the cold and despair and terror of those endless hours. I looked down at the baby, helpless and scared, ignorant as it's possible to be, and I realized that life is the most precious thing there is, any kind of life, the baby's or mine. If it was important to save the infant, then it was equally important to save me. And so we have him finally on the road to recovery. Again, this is the very best issue of Iron Man that was ever written. It is deeply, deeply human and emotional. And the first time I read this, I cried for 10 minutes. And I'm tearing up even a little now thinking about how good this is. So if you have never read this or the storyline that led up to it, do. It's on Marvel Unlimited. It's available on Comixology, or if you have an LCS that's still open in your area. I know that's a little bit up in the air right now with the shutdown of Diamond, but and plus the shutdown of many municipalities. But if you have a comic store in your area and they have back issues, try to find this issue and try to find some of the other issues that led up to it, because it's a deeply sad, tragic story, but it is an amazing story, and the way that it ends is just fantastic. Like I keep saying, this is the best issue they ever did. I'm deeply in love with everything about this issue. So check this out. And I hope I will get to talk to you again tomorrow. My company is starting to transition to possible online instruction, so I might be able to get back to work, maybe next week at the earliest, hopefully. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know how you guys are doing. Is everyone still all right out there? Is everyone still healthy? Are you well stocked? Just comment below with your thoughts and your updates, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.